In my opinion, nighttime routines are just as important as morning routines. So in this video, I will be discussing 3 unhealthy things that you could do that could be detrimental to your nighttime routine and to your sleep. So with that, let's get into the video. Now, the first unhealthy thing you could do is going to sleep in any type of low vibration. And with that, I mean any type of negative emotions or thoughts that you have. So if you're feeling sad, angry, depressed, if you're worried, you're anxious about something, all of those carry negative vibrations. So if you were to go to sleep with that vibration, you're more than likely going to wake up with that vibration as well. And it's said the last thoughts that you have at night tend to be the first thoughts that you have in the morning. So it's important to make sure those thoughts are positive, so you wake up on a good note rather than a negative note. The nights where I'm in a very calm mood or have high vibrations tend to be the mornings where I'm ready to go for the day. I am excited, I am good to go. And it's the same the other way around as well. The nights where, I'm not feeling the best and I just go to sleep, I usually wake up not so great as well. So that is the first thing you should watch out for. Having negative thoughts at night can definitely affect your mornings. And speaking of thoughts, that is actually the very next thing I like to talk about. And so the second thing is to make sure you give your mind some time to decompress before you go to sleep. Now, a lot of times we tend to focus on relaxing our bodies before we go to sleep, and that is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all, but we tend to forget that our minds are also very active. They're still active even when our bodies are relaxed. Our brains can process up to 11 million bits of information per second, while our conscious minds can take in about 40 to 50 bits per second. So even if you think you're not doing anything, your mind is probably processing millions of pieces of information. A lot of times we tend to go to sleep and we can't go to sleep because our minds are still racing and we aren't able to connect the dots. It's because we're not giving our minds time to relax as well. So it's definitely important to put away electronic devices. Make sure you put any type of phones away, make sure you put laptops away. The blue light from phones and iPads and computers can be very detrimental to your sleep because it actually messes with your melatonin, which you need in order to go to sleep. So that's why it's also important to move away your phones as well. So something that I do is I always tend to meditate before I go to sleep because it calms my mind down and it puts me in the right state before I go to sleep. Give yourself 5-10 minutes of silence. Just relax your mind. You can meditate, you can journal, you can read, but make sure you read something not too exciting because we are trying to calm down our minds and it's still taking in information even if we think it's not. So make sure you're calming down the mind, having silence, and then try to go to bed and see how much of a difference it actually makes. So that is my number 2. Give your mind some time to decompress before you actually close your eyes and go to sleep. Now, the last one I'd like to talk about is make sure you have some type of cutoff time. Now, what I mean by that is that sometimes, when we tend to have busy days and we're just doing stuff, when it's time for bed, we may go take a shower and then hop in bed and call it a day. But it's definitely important to have a time where you're like, okay, at this time I'm going to start relaxing. We as humans like things to stay the same. So if you continuously do something over and over around the same time, your body will start to remember and then it will start to automatically become sleepier at that time, making it easier for you to actually fall asleep when you get into bed. It's kind of like, and a good example would be, let's say you have kids and you're trying to put your kids to bed. Usually when they're playing around and having fun, they don't automatically go straight to bed and fall asleep. They go take a shower, take a bath, put on their pajamas, wash your face, brush their teeth, and maybe you read them a bedtime story. All of that is part of their nighttime routine. And if they didn't have that, they might still have so much energy that they're not going to go to sleep anytime soon. They might not go to sleep anytime soon, even with the bedtime routine, because kids tend to just be energetic. But, it's definitely good to have a cutoff time so your body will start to get used to that. So those are 3 different things you can implement in order to make sure your nighttime routine goes a little more smoothly. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found any of this information helpful, make sure you click the like button. And in the comments below, let me know what your nighttime routine is like. And lastly, if you're new here, make sure you press the subscribe button because I am dedicated to bringing out a video every week in order to unlock our inner potential. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.